everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm about to have a go at my journal prompt, which is this week is steampunk. I don't really know where I'm heading with it, but I do have a bit of an idea. And I've cut myself, because I'm going to be gluing cardboard. I think I'd better start with some card, and it's just our friendly Amazon packaging. I'm going to use that as my background. And I've cut some pieces here, which I kind of want to pop on. So I don't know whether or not I don't really know what I'm doing with them, whether or not I'm going to do them different sizes. That's the plan. And see whether or not I can get them to, I would say tessellate, but we will see. Going to give it a go. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I've cut some of them, and I've got some smaller pieces that I thought I could use to just fill in the gaps and whatnot. So they're just, and I started measuring them to begin with, and I thought, oh no, don't measure them. We don't need to do that. Just, do I want a gap? I'm going to maybe leave a weeny gap, just a tiny one, just so that you can see that they're separate entities, if you see what I mean. And I don't know how many of these. I don't know if I've got enough of them or anything. I just cut a random lot and then thought, oh, let's just get started and see what it does. So I'm just going to leave a tiny fraction just so that you can see that they are separate things. Don't really want big gaps. That could go there. Or what have we got? Oh, well, that's the same size of that, but I don't know if I want something quite that big. I think we'll cut it off like that. It's not very straight. That's why I should have carried on with the cutting tool, I think. Right, that's going to leave a tiny small gap that I need to deal with. So I'm going to guess that and hope for the best. It's got a bit of a gap, but it's not going to hurt too much, I don't think. What shall we do next? Perhaps we'll have a smaller thing in there. That could work. I think maybe some of these are a little bit big. That's going to leave a strange shape. So if I did it here, maybe with something like that. Something like that, that will do. I could have a longer one here. Yep. See, it's coming together, kind of like the image in my head. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not worried about it not being precise. It doesn't matter. Let's cut a bit off there, see if that will fit in. After a fashion it will. There we go. It's a lovely, lovely day today. I'm going to, I'm not going to spend all day crafting, I don't think. Let's cut a slither off this. No, we won't. We will cut a slither off of this. This would be better. So, doesn't really matter because I will trim that down. Let's just put some glue down the edge there. Put that into place. So I'm going to have to leave this to dry anyway. something like that. Gonna have to cut a slither off the end of that one. Right, so I'll glue this part because I don't know how much of this is going to overhang. Something like that. I've got a skinny bit down there to deal with, but we will. Trying to find different widths. I mean, I could put a long piece in down there. I suppose that would work. Let's do that. It doesn't matter whether or not I've turned it around, but it doesn't matter if we see the Amazon bit because I'm going to cover it all in black anyway. That can go down there. Right, now we need something the right size in there. That would do. Like that, I think. Right, that's the kind of thing I was after. I'm a little bit disappointed with this one. Maybe if I just wiggle it around, that would do. All right, I desperately want to trim this. I really should wait for it to dry. She says getting the scissors out and just going ahead anyway. Yes, that will do us. That will do us. Right, now, let me move some of these little pieces out the way because we don't need those. Right, I think I'm quite happy with that. I'm getting something now. I could use Nuvo. I'm just looking to see what I've got, but I think what shall I use? I think I'm going to use my enamel drops in black, but I think you could use Nuvo. I don't think it matters what you use. I just need something that will dry with a bit of texture. Like that. Let's have a go. And I'm going to put a little dot in every corner. Try and get them roughly the same size. I'm not going to worry too much. I just want them to dry with a bit of dimension, that's all. Whoopsie. Some of those are a bit big, it won't matter. Right, I think that will do us. Have I done them all? I think so. Right, that's got to dry now, and then I'll come back and put some gesso on it. Right, the enamel dots are dry-ish, and I'm going to go over the whole thing in some black gesso. So I'll try and do the edges as well. Because it's card, it sort of gets absorbed quite easily, and I just want to cover it. I'm not even that fussed if it doesn't get a really grand covering either. So I'm just going to brush it over smooth it out because I don't really want globs of it everywhere. But I'm going to try and get in those cracks where I can. Let's just lift it up a little bit. Make sure I've gone around the edges. And then I'm going to leave that to dry, and while that's dry I'm going to cut out some bits, probably with my Cricut, because you know how much I hate fussy cutting. And then I'll be back when they're cut and ready, and this is nice and dry. Shouldn't take long because I can feel my brush sticking already. Hopefully that's everything. Yep, right, I'm going to leave that to dry, clean my brush, clean my table, and I'll be back in a couple of seconds. Right, this is almost dry, or virtually dry enough. And I've cut out a couple of things which I'll show you in a minute. But first of all, I'm going to get some silver gilding polish. Now, I don't know what this will be like on my... I'm using this, like when I had a little practice go, I used my finger, but actually I think that's come out not too bad. There, I don't know what you think. Kind of looks like rivets and like a metallic background, which is what I was hoping for. Might just go around the outside a little bit, and that can sit and dry for a bit. Now, what else have I got? I have got, trying to make a collage. I've got these cogs here. I've got like a steampunky hat that I may use. I have a crow. I don't quite know what I'm doing with this yet. Or maybe the crow can sort of half stand on the hat or something. I don't know, something like this I'm thinking. And a crown for the crow. And I've cut everything out in black. He's going to have to come down, isn't he? Otherwise he won't be. Put that up. Maybe pop that down. Something like that. With his little crown on. That is the plan. So, crow staying black. That's going on as it is. I want to change the colour of this and the colour of the hat. Maybe give him a gold or a copper hat actually. I quite like the idea of copper. So I might have to use my finger for this. And he may need a couple of coats. I don't know, depends how coppery I want him to, the crown to look. But there. Probably just wipe most of that off, but I'm just using some of the Art Alchemy wax. I love the smell of this, the beeswax in this. Right, I think I might leave it like that for a minute, let it dry, and then decide if we want to do anything extra with that one. Not sure about this. I think I might make it silver and then add to it. If I don't like the silver, I can always change it, but I think that's what I'm going to do. And what I've done is cut out for this and the bird and the hat, not this hat, the crown I should say, I've cut it out on black, and I have laid it up. There's 3 layers because I wanted it to have a little bit of dimension, obviously not too much because it's got to fit in the art journal and what have you. But I'm silvering this up, and then if it doesn't stand out enough I will add to it, because it's going to look, oops, you can't see, but it might look a bit too silver against the silver, and I did like the silver metal background. So what I'll do is I will leave it at that, I think, let it dry a minute, it doesn't take long, and then if I think I need to add something I will. I'm thinking, I like the fact that the black shows through on that background. That's looking more silver, but does it stand out enough? Maybe it could just do with a touch of either the gold or the copper, I'm thinking. Hopefully that's dry. I mean, it doesn't take long to dry, but I don't want too much of this either, because I don't want it to be copper as such either. Just like a metallic look would do. Maybe a little bit around the edges, just going around the... Does that look a bit better? It does really, doesn't it? I think. I want this fella. I don't know, like that. Be careful not to get wax on the bird, on the crow. I wanted him to sort of stand on the hat like that, and then with his little crown on. And I might have to put some something behind that to hold it up, because that's several layers tall now. But that's the general idea. So I think I'm happy with the elements. Let's stick some things down. I'm going to stick the cog down, because that's going nearish the top, and then everything else is going to go around that. So oopsie, that's me squeezing too much glue out. I don't know where I wanted it now, but I'm going to pop it, something like that. Now this, I wanted down the bottom somewhere so that the crow could stand on it. Oops, stand still. Like that. But still have room for a crown. So I'm thinking that needs a little bit of packaging under it. Let's have a look. Too tall at the top. And a bit pointy at the bottom. Something like that, like a football, like a boot. Let's pop that on there. Is that right? Yeah. Just to give it a helping hand. Will that be sufficient? Does it need more? No, I think that will be okay. Hopefully you can see what I'm about. Now you need to stand on there, really. Don't really mind too much if he hangs off. Oh, I think he can go flat on there. It's just the crown that we're going to have problems with, I fear. Pop his legs on. Right. Let's have you, what, you're standing on the rim of the hat. That will do. Right, the next thing, two things. Is that coppery enough? And what do we need? We need a triangle underneath that big point, I think. Something like that. That's too long. It's going to be a bit of a fiddly one, this one. That would do. Ooh, come back. Something like that. Just to give it something to glue on with, because we're on. I might even have to put a little bit more on. I think I will. I don't think it really needs to go right down to the end. I'm just going to put a little bit right on top of there, on that tip there, and hope that that will be sufficient. Might need some tweezers as well. Hoping we can't see that. Probably should let that dry. But you know how impatient I am. Is that going to be enough? It's better than nothing. Anyway, I think I might like to put a little bit more on there. So I'm just going to put a little bit more of the coppery gilding polish on, because I like the colour and I think it stands out. I'm going to let that dry for a minute before I try and glue that on, but that's all I'm going to do. I don't know whether I'm going to write steampunk or use the I don't even know if I've still got the I have still got the prompts over here. Let me cut the steampunk one out and see if I like it. Right, I've cut it out, but not very neatly. And my hands are filthy, so that's not helping either. Would I want that on there? Maybe. Do you know what I would like though? Let me see if I can just, I'm going to put a little bit of a silver. No, there's no, this thing dries so quickly. Let's see if I can put a little bit of a silver edging to it. Don't think, if I covered it with silver I wouldn't be able to see the words, or maybe I can a bit. A very light dusting of silver then, because I still want to be able to see it says steampunk, like that. That's going to go on something like that. I like the idea of it being silver, but I want to see the name. I'm going to do that. I'm going to stick it on because I'm hoping that I've got some Nouveau drops, the right colour, but quite possibly not. I'm just going to plonk that in there. Whoops, get off. Let's make that fairly straight. Bear with me a minute because I'm going to look for some Nouveau drops. I don't think I've got anything in silver. I have gold. Oh, what's that? Liquid pearls. I wonder what they'll be like. Do they go flat, folks, or do they stick up? Does anybody know? Should I practice first and see what it does? Don't think they have a round, oh, just stick my finger in it. Don't think they have a rounded end, so I'm going to make them gold. Because I know that the Nouveau ones will work. Right, before I do that, let's get that crown on, because I don't think I'll want to move it after. Right, Mr. Bird, where would you like your crown? Would that do you? Something like that. Hopefully that will fit fine. And my idea then for the Nouveau drops, which ideally I would like silver, but I don't have silver, and I don't trust these little pearl things. I don't think they will make a nice rounded dot, which is what I'm after. Something metallic-y. I just want a little one. Right, little screws. Maybe slightly bigger than that. There. That is it, I think I'm going to call that done. I don't think I'm going to give him an eye. I thought about it, but I think I just like it as it is. What do you think? That's my, oops, you can't even see it. That's my take on Steampunk, and I enjoyed it. I loved doing the background. I think I'll do more of those. But yeah, it's my Steampunk crow. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.